Hello, Majda. Well, thank you for that, Majda. It's nice to have serious students. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I am here. Proceed. Proceed with your questions. My name is Teacher Mark. I am a teacher. So, ask me questions. You have a question about preparing for the IELTS exam, okay? What is your question? If you have a B1 level, can you do this exam? You can, but you might not do well. Okay, Majda? If you're taking the IELTS test, then I assume you're taking the IELTS test because you want a good score. But if you know that your level is a B1 level, then you're probably not going to get a very good score. Okay? If you have a B2 or C1, you can take the test anytime. But the more you learn, the better you'll do. It's very simple, right? So, Majda, when I was a boy, I joined a group called the Boy Scouts. In America, there's a group called the Boy Scouts where lots of young boys will join these groups and they teach you lots of skills. They teach you lots of abilities and skills and valuable things that you can learn about life, okay? And the motto of the Boy Scouts, it means the most important words. The most important words of the Boy Scouts are be prepared. Be prepared. That's it. Be prepared. The most important words that they teach you in the Boy Scouts. Be prepared. It's very simple. Okay? But they're very powerful words. Most people are not prepared. Okay? So, prepare yourself. Practice, study, work on it, okay? I tell everybody, if you are going to take the IELTS test, you should study for at least 6 months in advance. At least 6 months. Maybe 1 year, okay? So if you want to take the test, schedule the test for next year and study. Okay? Make a really good study plan and start working on it. Okay? If you study for 1 year and you are prepared, you prepared yourself well, you'll do fine. Okay? If you are worried about taking the test, then you answered your own question. If you're worried, then you know you're not ready. When you're ready, you won't be worried. Okay? Hello, Zaki. Hello, everyone. Okay? It's a good thing to admit when you're not ready. That is a good thing. It's mature. When you can admit, I'm not ready. I didn't prepare enough. That's a good thing to admit. Okay? You can't make yourself better if you don't admit there's a problem. You know? Hello, Vivian. You like my blogs. I'm glad. Thank you very much for that, Zaki. I'm glad somebody is reading them. I'm very bad about writing my blogs. I wanted to write something every day, but I'm just not like that. I'm not a writer like that. I write in stages. Like, I have so many ideas that I want to write about. So I start writing many, many, many articles. I probably have about 25 articles that I'm working on still that I have not published yet because I'm not ready yet. I feel they need work more. I need to develop them more. My ideas are not complete yet, so I'm not ready to publish them yet. Yeah, but I'm working on it. I do need to be more consistent as a writer. It's hard. Consistency is hard. Thank you very much. Okay, so if you have questions, ask me your questions. Can you write a book in your level? You can try. It would be a really good exercise. It would be a great exercise. Try to write a book. Why not? It might be a bad book, but it's okay, because it's your first one. Nobody has ever made anything great the first time. So, how do you make a great book? First, you must make a bad one. Okay, that's the secret of every artist. Okay? Well, I should say that's the secret of most artists. Most artists are prolific. Do you guys know that word, prolific? Prolific. Prolific. It means that you make or do something a lot. Okay? You produce something a lot. That's to be prolific. And why are great artists prolific? Because great artists know that if you want to write one great song, you have to write 100 terrible songs to find that one great song. You have to write 100 terrible songs just to find that one great song. So you have to be prolific. So if you're asking, can I write a book? Yeah, you can. Do it. Go ahead. Maybe it will be bad, and that's okay. But that's the start. That's the start of your journey. You wrote one. Now you can write another. And each time it will get better. Each time it will get better. All right? So go ahead. Write a book. Even if your level's not great. Guess what? Writing the book will make your English better. Okay, when you write the book, you will have to think about what you want to say more. Okay, it'll be a great exercise to improve your English. Try to write your book. If you have an idea for a book, go ahead. Why not? Write it. how to improve your German language because it's so difficult rather than the English language. Well, Zaki, I am not an expert in German. I'm not an expert in German, but I can tell you that most of the ideas that I have, the concepts I have about language learning, they work for any language. So you can use these ideas for German, French, Japanese, Chinese, Portuguese, whatever language you're learning. Okay? What I would say, Zaki, is you should look at the articles in my blog again and try to think about some of those articles. You can use them for German, like shadowing. I have an article about shadowing that applies to every language. I have an article about vocabulary that applies to every language. I have an article about pronunciation that applies to most of the languages. I have an article about grammar. I have an article about making a plan, like a practice plan. So try to go find the articles in my blog that will benefit you in German, okay? I heard two words in the conversation in the other room. One is like, another is love. He said, I like do it, but I don't love it. What's the difference? Like, 这是喜欢的 ，love 这是爱的 ，OK， 这是比较大的，这是比较强壮的 ，OK。It's stronger. If you say, I like ice cream, okay, great. You like it. If you say you love it, you love it. It's stronger. Okay? That's all. Okay? We have love is up here. Way up here is love. You know? I love it. I really love it. Way up here. Okay? Like is here. Then we have don't like. Then we have hate. Okay? So we have like, really like, way up here. Okay? I'm sorry. Stop that. No. Love is way up here. Really love and love is way up here. Okay? Then we have like, then we have don't like, then we have hate. All right? Okay. So you're a prolific artist. I hope so. Yeah. I have just popped up an idea after watching a video of an interpreter which is trying to translate everything in the same time. Okay, that's a common idea. Many people do that. It is one thing you can do. You can listen to something and try to translate it. That is one way to practice. Okay? But if you want to be successful learning anything, you need 100 ways to practice. So you have one. That's good. Now, make 99 more. If you have 100 ways to practice, you will be successful. Okay? Can I send a link? A link to what? What did I say a link about? And hello, Zoe, over there in my YouTube. I'm drinking iced coffee. Hello, Tanya. If I have a YouTube channel, I have a YouTube channel. Yes, it's right here. Okay? Okay, so what's the topic? The topic is English. If you have questions about English, ask me. I am an English teacher. Okay? About my articles. Thank you for clarifying. My blog, sure. My blog is right here. No, not that one. This one. You have to subscribe, of course, right? but it's free. Okay? At least right now, all of the articles are free. At some point, some of the articles will not be free, but right now, they are free. Okay? You just have to subscribe. Okay? How can you improve vocabulary? Carla, again, on my blog, I have a great article about how to improve vocabulary. But,中国人，我感觉他们需要用句子 ，OK？ like this. This is my article, my blog article about learning vocabulary. Okay? That's my best answer about how to learn vocabulary. Carla, 如果这是太困难的，我感觉你可以you copy paste, okay, and ask DeepSeek. You can copy that article and ask DeepSeek to explain it to you if it's too hard. Okay, some of it might be too hard. Okay. You're zoned out these days. Why do some people just want to zone out sometimes? Because we're human. Zoning out is actually really important, I think. As a matter of fact, there is a word for it. I just learned this recently. In Japanese, I don't remember. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's maybe this one. Botosuru. I think that's what it is. It just means to sit and stare and do nothing, like to stare out the window. And I think that we live in a society that demands that you be productive. We always talk about productivity. You know, productivity. Are you productive or not? You know, and being productive is one part of life. That's one thing, but that's not everything. And sometimes just sitting is a really good experience. I can't remember who said the quote. Let me see if I can find it. Blaise Pascal. Pascal. The French philosopher, right? Pascal said, all of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room. I like that quote. I really like that quote. All of humanity's problems stem, that means come from, they stem from man's inability, it means you can't, your inability to sit quietly in a room. I think that is very, very true. That everyone should learn how to sit still and zone out. Meditation, that's why meditation is so good. Meditation is like a form of practiced zoning out. You know, you're practicing how to zone out. You're letting things go and you're just relaxing your mind and trying not to think. That's zoning out. Okay, it's good for you. It's good for you. Sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. Okay, let's see. Do I think that the language we use may shape our morals? To some degree, yes. There are many studies I've been reading just recently. I just finished a book, or not a book, an art. Well, I finished some reading about a guy named Steven Pinker. He's a linguist, a psycholinguist, I think they call him, or something like that. And I was reading about Chomsky and Pinker and a couple of other guys who all talk about how language, they discuss if the language you use affects the way you see the world or act in the world. And there are many studies about this that show that it does. It's true. For example, the Hopi Indians. The Hopi Indians are a special Indian group, native group of American Indians in the American Midwest, well, in the West, really. And the Hopi Indians don't really have words for time, if I remember right. Let me see. Was that what it was? Let me make sure. Right. Okay. No. It's not that they don't have words for time. It's that the Hopi Indians, their idea about time is different. It's not linear. Linear like a line. Like most people, we think of time as a line. Like we have the past, the present, and the future. The Hopi Indians don't see time as a line, and therefore they view the world very differently. The way they act in the world is very different because they don't have the same sense of time. That's one example, but there are many examples of how languages shape the way you see things. Okay? That's why it's so great to learn languages. It's another way to expand your mind, to understand the world you live in better. Hello, Vadim. Would I be so kind to explain the difference between amazing, splendid, magnificent, marvelous, if they have any similarity? Yeah, they're all the same. This food is amazing, this food is splendid, this food is magnificent, this food is marvelous. Really, they're pretty much the same. There are a few that we might use more often for this thing rather than that thing, but not really. When I think about, like, for example, amazing, that's usually for things that make you go, wow, right? But I might say amazing, this food is amazing. This drink is amazing. It just means great. Splendid also just means great. Okay? Splendid is also a little bit more common in British English. They say it like they say brilliant also means awesome. Brilliant, it's brilliant, it's splendid, wonderful. Okay? Vadim, sometimes we even say wunderbar. It's German. Wonderful. Wunderbar. Okay? What I would say, Vadim, is in most cases they're the same, but there is what I would call personal license. What that means is some people might like to use the word amazing more, and some people might like the word magnificent more. So they might use it more. It's their personal preference. Okay? That's the way language works. Different people choose different words. Okay? Can the language that you learn affect your judgment of what's right and wrong. Theoretically, yeah, possibly it could. Yeah. A mixture of productivity and laziness and rest equals normal life. That's exactly right. Yeah. Good to you. Yeah. Oh, is that it? Haitomona. Haitomona. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I knew it was something. There's a Japanese word for it. Yeah. Oh, you're saying, I see. You're saying hello. That's funny. I didn't catch that. Hello, hello, hello. Hallucinations and phantoms. Where do we get those feelings from and where do they come from? So, a hallucination is something that you think is real but is not real. Now, how do hallucinations happen? There are many ways they happen. Usually, it's either through some sort of drug effect or mental health problem. Okay, so there are certain people, like for example, if you have schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a mental disorder that sometimes has hallucinations, auditory or visual hallucinations. It means things that you hear that are not there. I hear a voice, but it's not real. That's a auditory hallucination. That's an auditory hallucination. Or maybe you see somebody who's not there. That's a visual hallucination. Okay? And it's usually caused by some sort of a mental problem in the brain or an effect of some sort of drug. Okay? A phantom is a word that could mean either a ghost or it means like a ghostly image of something. Okay? But the use of the word phantom is not as common as the use of the word hallucination. And the use of the word phantom is it's almost like the word phantom is similar to the word oh, now I can't think of it. Mirage. A mirage is something that you think you see, but it's not really there. A phantom could be similar to that. Something that you think is there, but it's not really there. Okay? For example, there's a medical term that we use this for also. Sometimes maybe you have an accident and your arm gets cut off, and now you have no arm. But many people, when they lose an arm, they still have a feeling like they do have an arm. They feel like their arm is still there. That's a phantom feeling. It's a phantom arm. It's not really there, but you think it's there. It feels in your mind like your arm is still there. That's a phantom feeling. Okay? Okay. Can I elaborate more about how the Indians see time? Oh, this is just only one particular group of Indians. You should look it up. There's a guy named Benjamin Whorf. Benjamin Whorf. He's the one who came up with this idea about the Hopi Indians and time. So copy that and do a Google search about that, okay? It's a little bit complicated for me to explain for everybody, but I think you can go find out about it and read for yourself, okay? Okay, let's see. Thank you, Naldi. Do I think it's right for cultures to mix and as a result for national characteristics to disappear and therefore the understanding? Valeri, I think that cultures mixing and cultures characteristics disappearing have nothing to do with each other. Okay? My family, my father's family is from Slovakia. We still celebrate our Slovak culture. I'm an American, but I still am in touch with my Slovak culture. My mother's family is from Ireland. I'm an American, but I'm still in touch with my Irish background. Okay? We eat Irish foods. We read about Irish culture. We learn about Irish culture and study about Irish things. Okay? We read about the country where we come from originally. Okay? Again, Slovak, I learned a little bit of Slovak. I can say dobre din, right? That's good, right? And good day, right? We eat klobasa, right? Because we love it, because it's part of our culture. So, if you lost your culture, you lost it because you lost it. That's you. That had nothing to do with anyone else. No one else made you lose your culture or your characteristics. You got lazy and decided to forget about them. That's all. Okay? But, Valeri, when I was in the 3rd grade, when I was about 8 years old, in my school, we had a class. One day they had an assignment, a very cool assignment. They told us all to go home and find out, where does your family come from originally? And then write about it. Tell everybody where your family originally came from. And cook food, something from your culture. Cook something from your culture and bring it in to class the next day. So everybody went home and wrote a little tiny paper about their culture and brought food. And the next day we all ate different foods from everybody. We had Mexican food and French food and German food and Italian food and Slovak food and Chinese food and Japanese food. We had food from so many countries. It was amazing. It was amazing. And we all of us, we all thought, wow, this is cool. Cultures. Look at all these cultures that we can all appreciate. Look that we all do appreciate our culture. Okay? But guess what? There are some people who care more about that and some people who don't care anything about that. And here's what I will ask you, Valeri. Are the clothes that you're wearing right now, the clothes that you wear, are they Russian clothes? Are they traditional Russian clothes? No, they are not. And rock music. If you listen to rock music, is that Russian music? No, it is not. It might be now, but where did it come from? That one came from America. But guess what? Rock and roll. How was rock and roll made? Rock and roll came from jazz music. And jazz music, that came from, it was a product of slavery, which means that was from Africa. It was a mixture of African culture and European culture. Boom. You put those together and you get jazz. So, I could give you a long list of things that you think are one culture but are actually another culture. Or I could give you a list of things that you use every day that are not part of your culture, but you use them all the time. So culture, when I learn about every culture, I benefit from every culture. So your question is, should we mix? And I think that you have this idea that you have to choose one or the other, but you don't have to choose anything. You can keep your culture and honor it and respect it and teach it and maintain it and still learn about all the other cultures. Okay? Last week, On Wednesday, I had Malaysian food. On Thursday, I had Xinjiang Western Chinese food. On Friday, I had Indian food. And I love them all. Okay. Please be patient. There are many comments. Can I talk more about how to use ChatGPT in learning English? Many people say you shouldn't use it because of brain rot, but I can't deny its benefits. Yeah, there's all these people who keep saying, like, if you use AI, you're going to be stupid. But if that were true, that's true for every technology. Did everybody become stupid when they started using computers? Did everybody become stupid when they started using iPads? Did everybody become stupid when they used a calculator? Only the people who cheat. So, if you're using the calculator to just get the answers, then yeah, you're probably going to turn lazy. If you're using ChatGPT to just get the answers, yes, you are going to become stupid. But if you are using ChatGPT to learn more, if you ask it questions, if you are very, very studious, then it is the greatest tool for learning that we have ever created. I use it every day. ChatGPT is only as smart as you are. If you are dumb, it will be dumb. If you are smart, it will be smart. It's like that. Okay? If you use it well, if you ask it a good question, it will give you a good answer. If you ask it a bad question, it will give you a bad answer. Okay? But most of the people, when they talk about brain rot, the reason why they say that is because most people use ChatGPT like a calculator that's cheating, where you're just getting the answers, but you're not actually studying or stimulating your mind at all or engaging. You're disengaging by letting it do all the work for you. That's disengaging, that's lazy. But if you're engaging with it, if you're constantly asking it questions and having it ask you questions too, you can tell it, please ask me, what do I mean? I do that all the time. I ask it, I will write something, and then I will say, ask me questions about what I wrote. And it will ask me, what did you really mean? When you said this, what did this really mean? Can you explain this more? That's great. Okay, that's not less thinking, that's more thinking. Okay? Okay, let's see. Delmi's saying, what about even? What about the word even? Can I explain why the price of gold increased very much recently? Sure, that's very easy. The price of gold increased very much recently because humans are both easily scared and easily stupid. We are squirrels. Squirrels gather nuts and put them away. But guess what? Everybody tells that story about squirrels, and they say, yes, if you're smart, then you save like the squirrel. The squirrel saves a lot and puts it away for the winter, right? That's the story they tell you. But if you learn about nature, then you actually know that squirrels spend all their time finding nuts. But guess what? They bury the nuts all over the place. And then when they go find them again, they only find less than 10% of them. So, just like humans, we are just like squirrels. So, humans gather gold, more than they need, and they don't really know why they need it. They just think they need it. They think they need it. You know, it's a safety thing. We're saving for the winter, but you're collecting more than you need, and you're now creating a problem. So, economics is a stupid and silly thing. Is gold really valuable? No, actually not. It's not. It's not valuable at all. It's just a metal. It's another metal. There are many metals. Why is this one more valuable than that one? Okay, maybe for its usage. But that's not why we value gold. We value gold because it's pretty. That's really it. We value gold because it's pretty. For thousands of years, humans have thought, "Ooh, gold! Look at the gold! It's so pretty! I want the gold!" It's a stupid thing. Why do we value gold? Because we're humans and we're like squirrels. It's not really that brilliant. Okay, let's see. Excuse me. Let's see. I look a little better. Hello, Gulzarish. Thank you. I feel a little bit better. Yeah, thank you. Mostly. Let's see. Yes, Worf's that the theory Worf had created a whole new concept about how language affects many, many things, the way you see the world. Yeah. Hello, Taisei, Takaguchi. Konnichiwa. Hajimemashite. Thank you, everybody. I'm studying to get my U.S. aircraft mechanic license in Korea, but they will now block me from getting a job in the U.S. I don't know, man. I don't know. Ask Trump. I don't know. I'm just a drummer and a teacher. I don't know about all that stuff. Okay? And right now, I don't think anybody knows. Right now, everything changes every day. Right? So one day they say, well, this is the plan. This is what we're doing now. And then 2 days later, they change the plan. So I can't give you any advice because everything is crazy right now. But if you use everything with ChatGPT, you will become stupid. I think that's true. Arthur, again, it depends on how you use it. If I use my phone all day to play stupid games, then I will become stupid. If I use my phone all day to read and study and learn, no, I will not become stupid. It's an absolutely idiotic idea to think you would. The problem is not the tool. The problem is how you use the tool. If you misuse the tool, yes, you will become stupid. So, don't misuse the tool. The problem is not ChatGPT. It does not make you stupid. Nothing about it makes you stupid. The way you use it makes you stupid. If you ask it stupid questions to get stupid answers all the time because you are lazy, yes, it will make you stupid. If you use it all the time to learn and to engage, it will make you smarter, not dumber. I ask it to teach me about Plato and Socrates, and I ask it to teach me about neurolinguistics, and I ask it to help me understand this very difficult article about new quantum time-space theory, and I ask it to help me understand things about ancient cultures and ancient languages. I ask it to help me understand. I don't ask it to do it for me. There's a big difference. It's the difference between studying and cheating. There is nothing wrong with studying. There is something wrong with cheating. Okay? Food is a small manifestation of culture. I know it is. Actually, it's not. You can't say it's a small manifestation. It's one of the biggest manifestations of culture. Food. Okay? There are many manifestations of culture. Language, food, music, fashion, literature, art, dance, everything. Those are all part of culture. But Valeri, the problem is not mixing with other cultures. The problem is just that you didn't study yours. You didn't focus on yours. You didn't pay attention to yours. That's the only problem. You can have as many cultures as you want in your life. Learning more about another culture does not mean you know less about your culture. Learning more about other cultures does not mean you know less or you respect your culture less. It doesn't. I learn about every culture, and I'm better for it. Okay? You saw a video a few days ago, an American was introducing a Chinese to some beautiful places. Okay, cool. I would like to take your advice. Tell me whether the friends are good or not, because I don't like friends. Zaki, everybody needs friends. Everyone needs friends. But, Zaki, I think I remember you. You're the one who's always asking about what other people think about you. That is your problem, Zaki. The problem is not other people. The problem is that you are thinking too much about other people. Why? If you say you're so good by yourself, then why are you thinking about so many other people so much of the time? I don't think you really are comfortable with yourself. If you were comfortable with yourself, then you wouldn't talk about other people and they don't like me and this and that. No. Okay, so, Zaki, this is a hard thing. It's a hard thing, but sometimes, if you want to grow, you have to admit that the problem is you, not everyone else. Okay? If you never think that you are wrong, then you are. Okay? Some people in life belittle us. What should we do? Find better people. Some people in life belittle you, and some people in life will build you up. Find the people who build you up. Okay? Don't worry so much about... you know what they say? There's a great quote. What is it? Let me find the great quote. Hold on, let me think about it. I can't remember it exactly. You will never reach your destination if you stop and throw stones at every dog that barks. Zaki, that's for you. You'll never reach your destination if you stop to throw stones at every dog that barks. Ignore the dogs, just focus on your destination. Okay? When he saw a Chinese woman, he said, Chinese women use an umbrella for the sun, but we don't in America. Is that true? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, most people in America don't protect their skin the way you do in China. Okay? Chinese women especially, they will use lots of skin products or creams. They'll use an umbrella. They'll use coats. They wear coats in the summertime to protect their skin from the sun. You will not see that in America. Nobody uses an umbrella to protect themselves from the sun here. Nobody uses a coat to protect themselves from the sun here. If we want to protect ourselves from the sun here, we either use sunscreen, sunblock, cream, or we try not to be in the sun. Okay? That's right, Porfirio. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Okay, again, be patient, be patient, be patient. I know, I'm sorry, there are so many comments. It's hard to read them all. Be patient. I used to sit and use the library a lot. Now I treat ChatGPT more as an advanced tool that helps me save time. Right, exactly. You're using it like a library, then it's fine. If you're using it like an arcade game room, then no, it's not helping you. But if you're using it like a library or something that helps you learn, yeah. Can I read this word? Sure. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. It's not that hard because it's actually just, it's not one word, it's many words put together. Anti means against, dis means not, establish means to form, establishment meant is a form of a word that means in the style of something, so establishment. And then Arianism. Arian is again like a style of thought, and ism is a style of belief. I did lots of work for learning English. Now I'm on an intermediate level, so what can I do for more? Kankan, I'm so sorry to tell you, but I'm looking at your English, and that does not look like intermediate English to me. That looks like beginner English to me. Maybe low intermediate. But I see a few mistakes in what you wrote. That tells me that maybe you need to work on it more. Okay? I see teachers tell us about the outstanding benefits of ChatGPT, but not teach students how to use it properly. Yeah, that's true. But again, there are many people who are teaching how to use it properly. There are many, many people online who are now teaching how to use it properly. Okay? I think even Chinese men, some Chinese men, sure, use skincare like that, sure. Mm-hmm. What's the difference between good night and good afternoon? Good afternoon is in the afternoon. In the afternoon, like it's 12 o'clock, you say, hey, good afternoon. Okay? It's a greeting. Good night is at night, and that's only to say goodbye. We never say good night as a greeting. We might say good evening as a greeting. Good evening can be a greeting. It could be also a way to say goodbye, but usually it's a greeting. Okay? Good night is a way to say goodbye. Okay? Good night. Have a good night. That's bye. Okay? Good afternoon is, oh, hey, good afternoon. That's hello in the afternoon. Okay? I don't even have the basics yet, but can I master English and get the IELTS within 6 months? Are you really asking me that? I think you are too smart to ask a dumb question like that. Can I learn Korean and master Korean in 6 months? I'm a pretty smart guy, but no. I cannot master a language in 6 months? That's an insult to masters. Master! Master! A master is someone who you respect. You can't become a master in 6 months. Why do we respect masters? Because they did it over a long time. So when you use the word master, remember what a master is. You cannot become a master in 6 months. Okay? You can't become a master of anything in 6 months. Okay? Have respect for the knowledge. Have respect for the people who are great at what they do. When you say something like, I learned English in 6 months, I mastered English in 6 months, do you understand that there are some people who spend their entire lives studying English? They spend their whole lives studying that language deeply. And now you say, well, I learned it in 6 months. No. 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 Okay? How can you improve your writing skills? Hassan, I don't know you, so I cannot tell you how to improve your writing skills. But I can tell you, if you use ChatGPT every day, if you tell ChatGPT, please help me improve my writing, it will. If you write every day in ChatGPT, write a story, write a diary entry, write a poem, write anything, but write every day for 1 week or 2 weeks. Okay? Every day, write something. And then, Hassan, after 2 weeks, then ask ChatGPT, please look at my writing and tell me what I should fix. Tell me what are my most common problems. If you wrote many things, it can look at all your writing and then it will tell you, oh yeah, okay, you have this problem and you have this problem and you have this problem. Use ChatGPT, tell it you need help with your writing, and then you need to write a lot in ChatGPT so that it can see. It needs to see your writing. If you only write one sentence, it cannot help you with your writing. You have to write a lot. Then it can see the problems. Okay? If you only write a little, it will not help. Okay? When I want to talk about animals, can I use she, he? Is it grammatically correct? Lena, sometimes yes, sometimes no. Generally, when we're talking about a pet, we will say he or she. Like I have a dog, we say she. We don't say it. She is part of our family. That's our dog. Okay? She's part of our family. It's our pet. Pets are pretty important here. Okay? We value our pets almost like kids. All right? So we call them she or he. All right? If you're at the zoo, maybe you see an animal and you don't even know if it's a boy or a girl. It's a turtle. You see a turtle, it's hard to say, is that a boy turtle or a girl turtle? I don't know. It. Right? So if you're not sure, or if it's an animal in the woods, like a deer, right? If I see a deer, maybe I can see it's a female deer, but I'll say it. Okay? Usually. All right? If we are laughed at work, how should we strengthen our hearts? When you get laughed at, it's like when a plant is growing. Miran, I grow a garden and I have tomatoes. And Miran, when the tomatoes grow up out of the ground, they grow out of the ground, and sometimes there's a storm. There's a storm, and when the storm comes, the plants are blowing back and forth. And guess what? That wind in that storm, it makes the plant stronger and it grows up more. And then it blows more wind, and that wind makes the plant stronger and it grows up more. So when you get laughed at, it's like wind. Tolerate it, deal with it. It will make you stronger. Just get through it. It's just something that is pressure. Life has pressure. Pressure can make you stronger sometimes. Okay? Have a good night. That's a way to say goodbye. Have a good night. Okay? I want to know the meaning of the idiom one too many. That's not an idiom, Larry. It's just a phrase or a collocation, maybe. No, I guess it's a phrase. One too many means just that you had one more than you should have, right? So, like, I drank one too many beers last night. That means I should have stopped before. I had 6 beers, but I should have only had 5 beers. I had one too many. All right? You have yelled at me one too many times. That means you've done it a lot, and now I'm tired of it. This time is the last time. Okay? So, one too many means you've done it a lot, and this one is the last one. I can't take it anymore. Okay? And yes, it can mean drunk. Yeah, I've had one too many beers. Okay? But it could be used for other things, like you've yelled at me one too many times, or I disappointed him one too many times, or I took her for granted one too many times. Okay? What things are despicable to me? Proud ignorance is despicable to me. He got on my nerves by aiming to master the language in 6 months. Well, yeah, it does get on my nerves. It doesn't. It's not that it gets on my nerves. It's that you need to understand just one simple thing. There are some people who do that thing, and that's their entire life. It's their life. So, when you say the word master, it's insulting. It's insulting to the people who are real masters. Okay? Okay, I'm almost caught up to the questions here. Good Lord. Any language is so deep that sometimes when you read the classics, you envy their vast knowledge of the language and you begin to... Yeah, that's right. That's why reading is so important. Yeah. Will ChatGPT improve your German? Yeah, I use it for my Chinese. Sure, ChatGPT can teach you most major languages. Okay? What else? Do I know... No, I don't know any German language channels, Saki. Sorry. Anna, if you want to improve your speaking, you must speak more. It's very simple. What does voodoo mean? Ahmad, voodoo is a word. It's a kind of religion. It's a kind of religion from the Caribbean islands. There are a bunch of different islands, I believe, in that area, including Jamaica, I think is the primary one, but also Haitian voodoo, I believe, too, right? Haiti. So in Jamaica and Haiti and some of the other Caribbean islands, Caribbean islands, there is a kind of traditional religion that is called voodoo. sometimes when we use the word voodoo, it just means like magic. Okay? What's the next time of my room? Probably tomorrow. Okay? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Morning. I'm here in the morning. Sometime in the morning. Okay? 9, 9:30, 10, 10:30. Okay? Something like that. 差不多. All right? But 在美国就是早上的，在中国就是晚上的。Okay? Let's see if I can understand this. Do I think studying grammar improves oral English? Or do I think shadowing is better? Isis Munoz. They're both good. They're both good. Isis. There are 5 active parts of language. 5 active parts of language. Reading, writing, listening, speaking, thinking. Okay? Reading, writing, listening, speaking, thinking. Those are the active parts of language. But there are also 3 passive parts of language. The passive parts of language are grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. You need to work on the passive parts so that you can do the active parts. If you don't have any grammar, you can't speak well. If you don't have any vocabulary, you can't read well. If you don't have any pronunciation, how are people going to understand you? So, you need 8 things: reading, writing, listening, speaking, thinking, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation. Okay? Shadowing is also good, but shadowing is only good if you shadow someone good. If you just shadow someone, that's not good. Don't shadow someone who's like this, so-so. No, shadow someone great. Okay? Hello, Norman. Hello, Hema. Why does English create many difficulties when our life has many problems already? English does not create any difficulties. You don't need to learn English. If you don't want to learn English, then don't. Okay. Excuse me. Okay? English doesn't create difficulties. If you don't want to learn it, don't learn it. You are welcome. Okay. Please don't write your comments too much, guys. Just write your comment only one time. One time. One time. Okay? Don't write your comments a bunch. Okay. I will give you writing advice. My writing advice is use ChatGPT. ChatGPT is the greatest tool for improving your writing ever. There is no greater tool for improving your writing than ChatGPT. Did you ask ChatGPT to help you with your writing? Ask it. Ask it. Okay? All right. And someone was saying, what about shadowing? Hold on a moment. I'll tell you about shadowing. I have an article about that too. Here. If you want to know about shadowing, then go read this article. Okay? That article is my article. I wrote it about shadowing. Okay? Yeah, I know. I still have a little bit of a cough. I still have a little cough. And I talk a lot. I've been talking for 1 hour and 11 minutes. My voice gets tired sometimes. My throat is dry. You've been learning for 10 years. I did all the things, but I'm still very weak. So, shoo. We have a saying in English. Sometimes we say, the definition of insanity. The definition of insanity. Insanity means crazy. Okay? The definition of crazy is doing the same thing again and again and expecting different results each time. So, if you have been doing something for a long time the same way and it is not getting better, then why are you doing it that way? Do it a new way. Shoo. So, shoo. Starting tomorrow, you have not been learning English for 10 years. No. Now you are brand new. You're a new student. I want you to start learning English again tomorrow, but I want you to find all new ways to do it. If you were memorizing before, don't memorize anymore. Do it a different way. Okay? If you didn't practice reading very much before, maybe you should practice reading more. So, if you do something the same way again and again, and it never works, why do you keep doing it that way? Change. Do it a different way. Maybe it will be better. Okay? How can we restrain ourselves from thinking nonsense? You can't. You're a human. Humans will think nonsense. You just have to try to not hold on to it too much. Okay? True, but you can't learn informal English with that unless you tell it to, because it's always going to deliver messages in formal pro-English. Again, Max, you just said, unless you tell it to. You can learn informal English. Absolutely, you can. If you tell ChatGPT, I want to learn informal English, it will teach you informal English. Okay? All right, good. Finally, I caught up with all the questions. Either way, it's going to take years. Well, yeah, I agree. What's the best technique for improving oral production ESL students' roleplay speech? Roleplays are good. Speeches are okay, but I don't always... I think speeches are great once they reach a good intermediate level. But sometimes they teach speeches when you're still a beginner, and I think that's pointless. I don't think that's good at all. Okay, but ISIS, the best way to improve English for kids, games. That's the job of a great ESL teacher is half teacher, half clown. All right? You have to be a half teacher and a half clown. All right? You have to keep people interested. You have to be funny. You have to make jokes. You have to play games. Okay? That's what we do. We play a lot of games. Okay? ISIS, do you have a sticky ball? Excuse me. Dry throat. Ah, so you have a sticky ball. Then you know, right? There are about 1,000 games, 1,000,000 games that you can play with a sticky ball if you're creative, okay? But ISIS, I will also, I want to also help you with a couple of other things. There's a website that I think is great that I use with my students that you can try also. It is called, let me find it here, there it is. Go to this website. Check this out. Okay, if you have a computer in your classroom, I hope you do. This is amazing. Okay, let me show you. This is a free website. It's free, totally free, totally free. GamesToLearnEnglish.com. Okay, and I want to show you this. Look, games, 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 games. All of these are games. Okay, so if you want to learn vocabulary, look, we've got a bunch of vocabulary. Let's choose. So should we learn about animals or food or clothes or jobs or music or the body or subjects, nature, right? Let's do food too. Oh, okay, so let's see. We've got, hold on. Let me go back. Review. Food too. So cheeseburger, and you can click here.
Cheeseburger, cheeseburger, cheeseburger.
It even has the sound. You can take this away. Ah, look. Look, no. Now you can go through them. What's this? Oh, it's bread rolls.
Bread roll, bread rolls.
Fried egg.
Fried egg.
Spaghetti.
Celery.
Celery.
Watermelon.
Watermelon. Okay, and then they have a game that you can you click start, and you choose food 2, play, steak 1, 2, or 3, 2, soup 1, 2, or 3, 2, corn 1, 2, or 3. Right, so it's fun. It's easy. Right, super easy. Let me show you some of the other games they have. There are so many games. There's one here for Halloween. There's idioms and proverbs. Okay? Look at this. A fish out of water. Under the weather. Raining cats and dogs. Many hands make light work. Fit as a fiddle. The early bird catches the worm. How awesome is this, right? Or phrases. Adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, jobs, adverbs of frequency, clothes, phrasal verbs. It's free. Yes, it's free. And yes, you can use it in China. Okay? And ISIS, if you don't know, I also want to tell you about this. This is my website. This is my website, okay? If you go to my website and you subscribe, it's free. Again, it's free. It's free, it's free, it's free. Go to my website and subscribe. If you go up here, look, you can buy lessons from me. If you want to buy lessons, yes, you can go up here and you can buy lessons. Or you can go to my blog right here. This is my blog right here, okay? Or up here, resources. This one right here, resources. Look at this. Click on that. Oh, look. Teacher Mark's top English resources. Below, I have gathered together all the best English study and practice resources that I could find from all over the internet just for my students. So if you want to work on reading, writing, listening, speaking, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, or IELTS, go here. Right? So what did I just show you? Grammar? There it is, GamesToLearnEnglish.com. Okay? Or, here's another one, BBC English Grammar, Dave's ESL Cafe Grammar, Ello English Grammar, Wyzant English Grammar, Activities for ESL Students. Okay, look at that one. Look at this. Wait a minute. Look at this. Here's grammar activities, quizzes. Here's vocabulary quizzes. Here's crossword puzzles. And look at how many languages they have here. Bilingual quizzes for Dutch, for Czech, for Croatian, Chinese, Greek, Hebrew, Japanese, Italian, all of them. Look, okay? That's all on my website. If you go to my website, you will find all of these resources for free. Okay? Everything you need. It's right there. I have a YouTube channel. Oh, sorry. Let's try that again. I have a YouTube channel here. Every Hello Talk live stream I do is also on YouTube at the same time. Okay? So if you run out of time on Hello Talk, you can go to YouTube and watch for free as long as you want. Okay? So I have a YouTube channel. I have a website. Okay? I also, here's my website, and here is my blog. Okay? My blog, those are my best answers. People ask me questions here all the time, and I answer them all the time. Okay? I have done over 2,000 hours of teaching here. Okay? And I have been teaching a long time. If you can't tell, I have an answer for almost every question. Why do I have the answers? Because I've been doing this a long time. It's not the first time someone has asked me that question. Okay? It's not the first time someone has asked me that question. I have answers because I've answered them before. Okay? So if you come here and follow and watch, if you read my blog, if you watch my videos, you'll learn a lot. Okay? Why did I build a website and it's free? Well, because my lessons are not free. Some people go, they use my website. Excuse me. They use my website, but then they ask me for lessons. They buy lessons from me because I'm a pretty good teacher. Maybe. Maybe. Why do people lie when there's no need? Because most humans don't try to become better humans. Most humans don't remember that you're supposed to try to be better every day. So, if you lie, you should learn that it doesn't help you or anyone else. You should learn that eventually. Okay? But not everybody does learn that, because not everybody is learning. Some people are trying to learn about themselves so that they can become better people. Some people are not trying to learn at all. If you never learn, you never change. Sergey says, can you be on stage on my YouTube channel? Unfortunately not. No, if you want to be on stage, you have to come to Hello Talk to raise your hand. Okay, that's a good point. But you can make comments. You can comment in my YouTube. I can see the comments. Sometimes I forget, but you can. I am from the United States. I am from Cincinnati, Ohio. I am an English teacher. I am a musician. I am a writer, blogger, teacher, musician. Okay? Can I pronounce the letters A to Z? Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Do I teach on Preply? No, I teach on my website. On my website. Okay, thank you, Anna. I just did the English letters. I will not do it again. No stage for today. No, you can raise your hand and come on stage. Go ahead. Let's see. We got Heidi move first. Oh, no, Heidi move's gone. Okay, how about Nicole? Yeah, if you want to raise your hand, come on. Go ahead. Can I teach about phonetic vowels? Sure. So the English vowels have two sounds, the long sounds and the short sounds. Delmy. Okay, so A, E, I, O, U. Those are the long sounds of English. Okay, let me say them again. A, E, I, O, U. Now, I want you to look at my mouth and look how big it is when I say them. If your mouth is not that big, it should be. When you're practicing a new language, you must exaggerate your mouth. When you're practicing a new language, you must exaggerate your mouth. Any new language. So, A, E, I, O, U. That's the long sounds. But then we also have the short sounds. The short sounds of English vowels are A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. That's A, E, I, O, U, the short sounds. Okay? Isis, that's nice of you to say. I hope that's true, but I don't know. I'm just, look, if you like what I do, great. I'm happy. About 84,000 people follow me here on Hello Talk. And I don't think they follow me because I'm cute. I'm getting old. It's not that. I think it's because I teach. Okay, I'm going to try again. Nicole, no? How about Mr. Healy? Ooh, I gotta go soon, too. My voice is getting bad. Can I talk about phrasal verbs? Jacqueline, yeah. Phrasal verbs are difficult because there are no rules. There is no rule, there's no way to make it easy to learn them. They are improvised language. We created them, okay? The only real trick to learning phrasal verbs is to learn phrasal verbs as a group, right? So learn all the phrasal verbs that use the word get, right? Get into, get in, get on, get through, get with, get over, okay? Each one of those are slightly different, okay? So try to choose one verb and then learn the phrasal verbs around that verb. And this is important. Learn the phrasal verbs that you think will be useful to you. Find the phrasal verbs that when you see that one, you say, oh, I could use that. That's a good one, right? If it's useful to you, you will learn it. You'll want to remember it. If it's not useful, then you're forcing yourself to remember it. So choose the phrasal verbs that you really like and learn those, okay? People say studying abroad or training abroad will help you master English, even if it means taking on all the responsibilities and promises. Is that really true? Should you go? Sure. Your hand, Sergey. No, Sergey, you have to. There's a button. There's a button on the screen, Sergey. You gotta click on the raise hand button or I can't bring you up. Okay? Find the little button. So, Ivan, is it true? Of course it's true. If you can move to a country where they speak the language you're learning, yeah, it's a huge benefit. Of course. But it's a stupid thing to suggest because most people can't. So, if you move to America, will that help your English? Yes. But most people don't have that choice. Most people can't just move to America. So, it's silly to talk about it. But, Ivan, that's why I tell people you don't need to move. What you need to do is stop thinking in your language. Start thinking in English every day. If you use English in your mind every day, then it doesn't matter if you're in Korea or America or on the moon. Change the language in your head every day. Then you are practicing every day. Okay? And that's true too. Sometimes people will travel here, or they move here, or they come study here, but then they don't talk to anyone. If you move here but you don't talk to anyone, then no, it won't help you. Not really. Okay. Let's see. Sergey, please find the button. I don't see you. I still don't see you. Let me find you. Where are you, Sergey? Sergey, your hand is not up, and I cannot find you. There are 145 people, and I can't see you here in my room. Sergey, keep looking. There is a button on the screen that you must click. Okay? Okay, next question is verb phrases and phrasal verbs. Verb phrases, that's a bigger idea. Okay? A verb phrase is just a main verb and then an auxiliary verb. Like a helping verb, they call them, right? Like is running or has been working, right? Those are verb phrases. Phrasal verbs are, those are verbs that are combinations of a verb and a like an adverb or a preposition. A verb and an adverb and a verb and a preposition, something like that together, right? Put off, to go, right? Things like that. Okay, so that's the difference. Is a verb phrase is a much bigger idea. There are many, many more verb phrases. Okay. Will two people who are thousands of miles apart perceive what the other person is thinking? No, not with any. No. Something is wrong, Sergey says. Yeah, I don't know why, Sergey. I'm so sorry. I would love to talk to you, but I don't know why. If you have a question, you can write it. Write your question, Sergey. I'll try to help you. All right? I know. I'm drinking iced coffee. I know it's bad, but I like it. Sometimes smart people do dumb things. That's me. I'm the smart guy who is drinking iced coffee when he's sick. I know. What is more valuable, intelligence or wisdom? Wisdom. Because sometimes you can have the right information or knowledge or intelligence, but just not know how to use it right because you don't have the wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge plus experience. Wisdom comes with experience only. So, if you have great knowledge, that's wonderful. But wisdom is what allows you to know how to use it well. Some people have great knowledge, but don't know how to use it well because they have no wisdom. Where do I live, Mahdi? I live in the United States in Ohio. I like things that hurt me. I'm just stupid sometimes. I just love iced coffee. That's it. I just don't like hot coffee, but I love coffee and I need coffee in the morning because I'm not a morning person. Are there people who can predict what hasn't happened yet? I don't really think so, Miran. My personal view is no, not yet. Can I explain about main clauses versus time clauses? Okay, I can try. One moment. So, a main clause. Those are things they can stand alone. They can be by themselves as a complete sentence. All right? So, for example, I will help you with your homework. I will help you with your homework. That's a complete sentence. It is a main clause. But a time clause, those are independent. Those are things they can't stand alone. They can't be by themselves. And they add information that tells you something about the time. So, when will you do your homework? When I finish the dishes. So, when I finish the dishes is not a complete sentence. So that's a time clause. Okay? But, I will help you with your homework. That's a complete sentence. That's a main clause. Okay, so a main clause means an idea that's a completed idea, basically. Okay? A time clause is additional information that tells you about the time, but you can't just say it by itself. You have to say it with the other information, right? You have to say it with the main clause. Okay? So, I will help you with your homework when I finish the dishes. I will help you with the homework. That's a main clause. It's complete by itself. When I finish the dishes is not a complete sentence. That's a time clause. Okay? You're already fluent in this language. You're bored. All right. Well, I don't know either, Max. Okay, I still would be okay if somebody wants to raise their hand and ask me a question on stage, you can, but nobody is raising their hand. Let me check my YouTube over here. Hello, Siddhant. How do you become a teacher on HelloTalk? Talk to HelloTalk. Ask them. You have to message them. Tell them. I want to teach. They will help you to do it if you are qualified. If you are qualified. Sapphire says, I don't know how we raise our hands. I don't see that option. Somewhere on your screen, there's a menu button. And on that menu button, there's a raise hand button. Okay? And hello again, Kelly. I don't even know what a clause is. I've been learning this for so long. Right, Max, because that's the way grammar usually is for most people. If you ask some regular person on the street what's a main clause or what's a time clause, most people will probably be like, I don't know. I know that's something about grammar, but I don't know what. But, if you learn about it, it can help you to understand things better. But many people learn grammar the way they learn music, by feel, not by theory. Okay? So, both have value. A great musician learns by feel and by theory. So, a great speaker of language can learn both as well. Okay? It won't hurt you to study grammar. Fair enough, when it comes to knowing more than one language, it gets confusing. That's true, it does. It does. Yeah, especially if you know more than two. If you're learning more than two languages, then yeah, grammar gets confusing. Since it's deeply rooted in the brain. Right. So, Max, if you're just trying to use language to just talk and communicate, then there's no problem. But if you want to take the IELTS test or the TOEFL test, or you want to get a better job, or, something like that, then you're going to need to care about grammar a little more. Okay? Your grammar is weak. What should I be doing? You should be studying grammar. Okay? There are many. Let me give you a recommendation of a book. If you want a good book, I probably have about 70 grammar books, but there is one that I really like, and it is called Basic English Grammar by Saddleback Publishing. Let me show it to you. I think I have it right here. Where is it? There it is. This is Basic English Grammar by Saddleback Publishing. Okay? Why do I like this book? I like this book because it is much more simple and easy to understand and not so boring and painful. Many grammar books are really boring. They're so boring, right? Like English Grammar in Use. English Grammar in Use is the most famous and most popular book for English grammar. And it does have all the answers. It has all the answers, that book. But I don't like that book because it's boring and it's not easy to understand. Many of the answers that they give you in that book, the answer is hard to understand. If you give an answer and somebody doesn't understand your answer, guess what? That's not a good answer. If your explanation needs an explanation, then you are not explaining well. And that's what English Grammar in Use is like. But this one is much better. Take a look. Let me just show you a little bit here. It's very simple. Okay, we're going to start with what is grammar? They start with a little poem here. Every name is called a noun, as field and fountain, street and town. In place of noun and pronoun stands, as he and she can clap their hands. The adjective describes a thing, as magic wand or bridle ring. Most verbs mean action, something done. To read and write, to jump and run. Right? It's just a fun little poem. All right? Then we have the capital letter. It tells you about capital letters. What are they? They're the big letters, right? Now, here's one reason I love this book, because look at the colors of the book. The colors of the book are white and black and blue. So look, you can see the big letters. Oh, wow, that makes sense. I can see all the big letters now. And now what? Look, a simple exercise. A simple exercise to practice your big letters. And now nouns. Nouns, look, simple nouns they talk about with little cartoons that make it easier to understand. Right? That's why I like this book. Right? It's simple. Look, these are words for places. They are common nouns. These are words for things. They are common nouns. Okay? This is a great, simple, easy book that makes grammar a little bit less boring and painful. Okay? Yeah, easy and clear. The illustrations make it easy, okay? So again, the name of that book is Basic English Grammar by Saddleback Publishing. Okay? Great book. They have, that's book 1. They also have book 2. If you do book 1 and book 2 of that series, then I think you're at you're a very solid intermediate level of grammar. Okay? Intermediate, upper intermediate level of grammar. All right? Okay, hold on, let me read the comments. How's my drum performances? Rodrigo, I haven't played drums in a while. I've been too busy. I haven't been practicing recently. It's kind of bad. I should practice more. Funny thing is, you're decent in formal IELTS, but highly advanced in informal Gen Z English. Well, guess what, Max? Nobody gives a crap about informal Gen Z English. Don't worry about it, okay? Don't worry about it. How many core vocabulary words are there for spoken English? Kelly, there is no real specific number because English is a language of variety. So in Chinese, when people speak, here's one big difference between Chinese and English. In Chinese, if I say, 这个汉堡就是很大的汉堡，跟这个盘子就是很大的盘子，这个桌子就是好大的桌子，这个房子就是很大的房子。如果我是大的，这是 OK。OK， 可是英文不对。Okay? When I talk about, in English, we want to say the big pizza, the giant table, the huge book, the enormous room. We use a different word for each one. Right? So that's a big difference in the language. All right? So, because we use different words for each one, that means that there is a lot more variety in the vocabulary here. So some people, maybe they only know 5,000 words, 6,000 words, 10,000 words. Some people, maybe they know 30,000 words. Okay? It just depends on you. All right? So in your country, they test your English? Well, yeah. Just like they test every language in every school, you have to study English and take tests and learn the grammar and all that. Yeah, of course. Yeah. How did I learn Chinese? Mostly by myself. Mostly. Language structure plays a significant role in teaching the language. Well, yeah, but it's not as bad as you think. Structure of language can be learned very easily if you learn the feel. Don't learn the names of the grammar. Learn the feel of the grammar. So Chinese grammar structurally is very different than English grammar. And in the beginning, it's very weird. But if you just practice a little bit, you start to learn that there are certain words that when you say it in English, it goes like this, but when you say it in Chinese, it goes like this. It just takes a little practice to get the feel. Okay? You want to boost your grammar, then go to games2learnenglish.com. Go here. If you want to practice your grammar and practice your English, go there. Okay? It's wild to me as an American because with my English I never imagined the IELTS. Yeah, so, right, Sapphire, most Americans, if I assume you're an American, if most Americans had to take the IELTS test or the TOEFL test, those are the English proficiency tests that all the foreigners have to take. If we had to take that test, almost every American would fail badly. Okay? I promise you. It's crazy that, yeah, the language, that the level of English that they expect a foreigner to get is much higher than the average native knows. It's true. Do English proficiency exams also test grammar? Yes, they do. Yeah. Yes, they do. Do Americans really like drinking coffee as much as Chinese people love drinking tea? Yeah, I think that's probably true. Yeah. Max says, I disagree. It doesn't matter if it's formal or informal as long as they understand. It doesn't matter in some cases, Max. But guess what, Max? Language matters, Max. If you don't know where to use the right language, for example, Max, there are many people from India who come here and they start saying, hey, bro, this bro, or whatever. Now, I know why. I have learned about the culture in India, and I know that in Hindi and many of the other local languages in India, the word brother is a very common word that you use respectfully to other people. But it doesn't translate to English. It does not. So, there are many people who come here and from India, specifically from India, and they use the word bro all the time. And guess what? They think it makes their English sound good because they think it makes their English sound more cool, like a local. It does not make your English sound good. It makes your English sound bad. So, my point is, language is like a key, and some keys don't open some doors. So if you use the wrong language, you won't open that door. If you use the right language, that door will open. Okay? You're studying English and grammar, it's very boring. What do I think is a better way to learn when you don't have exposure to the language? Jacqueline, come here, watch me. Start watching my YouTube videos, okay? It says English speakers know 20,000 to 40,000. I would say that's about right. That's about right, okay? I have no idea how many words I know, but I think it's probably in the upper region. Probably close to 40,000. Okay? But I'm a teacher and I'm a huge nerd. I like to learn. So maybe I know more than most people. Okay? But the average person, 20,000 or less. Okay? And Max, hi, Max. I'm glad you have opinions, okay? Max, you're allowed to have opinions, Max. However, Max, your opinions are not as valuable as my opinions because I am the English teacher with more than 30 years of experience. And you are just the guy who learned English in the way that you learned. I have taught thousands of students for decades. So, facts are what I teach. Opinions are what you have. Okay? Let's make sure it's clear. I'm the one with the facts, you're the one with the opinions. That's the difference between the teacher and the student. So again, you can write whatever you want, but in this room, Max, in this room, there is only one teacher. That's me. Okay? English natives are usually European or American, and our English is just different, but not in a bad way. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but okay. How many English words are there? There are many, many English words, but you don't need to know all of them. Okay? Pithecanthropus erectus is a word, but you don't need to know it. Nicole says, we don't always use the same adjective nouns in China. Yes, you do! Nicole, I know. And in common language, yes, you do. Big is the perfect example. Almost everyone, when they're talking about anything that's big, they use the word da. Now, are there other words in Chinese that you could use? Of course there are. But it's a big difference between Chinese language and English language. In Chinese, if I say big, if I say da 10 times in one sentence or in one conversation, nobody will think it's that weird. Nobody will think that's strange. If I say big 10 times in an English conversation, people will think that's weird. Okay, so we change it every time. All right? Maria says, but bro is not brother. But it is. It is, because we say it here too, Maria. I do use the word bro, but I use it only for my closest friends. And if you use it for everybody, it will get you in trouble. Because guess what? I don't know you. I don't know you. If you say bro, and I don't know you, that's weird. Okay? They use it for girls here, I know. Yeah, bro is just for every... But again, I'm trying to tell you, if you want to sound good, then stop trying so much to be cool. Because guess what? Guess what? I have a secret for you about coolness. When you try to be cool, you're not cool. So, when you try to use words like bro, 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 and what's up, unk, and hey, teach, when you try to sound cool, guess what? Not cool. Because you're trying. Cool is what happens when you don't try. Okay? Your brain freezes when you try to speak. Why does your brain freeze when you try to speak? Because language is a performance. When you learn a language, you are performing. And when you perform, everybody is nervous the first time they perform. So every musician, okay? Taylor Swift, when she performs now, she's not nervous. But when she first started performing, she was nervous. So how did she become not nervous? She started nervous, but she's not nervous now. So how did that happen? Yeah. Yeah, practicing. That's it. That's the simple answer. Language is a performance. The best speakers are the ones who have performed the most. So if you see me and you say, why does he sound so confident? It's because I've been teaching for 30 years. I've been talking to people for 30 years about learning. That's why I'm confident. Confidence comes with experience. So if you are not confident, it's because you don't have enough experience. Do it more, and then you'll stop freezing. Now, I won't say you'll stop entirely. You will never stop freezing entirely. Even natives freeze sometimes. Even natives. Sometimes we forget with, like, what was I saying? What was I thinking? Oh no, I've totally lost my words. We even have a saying for it. You could say, I lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought means, oh, I was going to say something and now it's gone. I don't know what happened to it. It's gone. I lost my train of thought. It's like freezing. Okay? It happens. All right? And Max, again. Max, may I ask a simple question, Max? How old are you? If you don't mind, can I ask how old you are? Nope, that's not you. Panda Dada. Max, how old are you? I want to know how old you are, Max. Because everything you're saying is right. But everything you're saying, I already know. And I already teach. But I think today is your first day here, Max. Today is your first day here, right? Is it your first day? I have been on Hello Talk for 12 years. No joke. I have been live streaming on Hello Talk for 5 years. No joke. I have 84,000 followers here. Okay? What's my job? What do you think my job is, Optimus? What's my name, Optimus? What's my name? I am a drummer. 同时也是鼓手. How much do I make in a month? Optimus, I'm going to teach you a good lesson. Don't ask that question. That is a very tacky question. Who does that? Who does that? Nobody should do that. You should not ask a person how much money they make. It's rude. It's personal. I don't know you. It's weird. No. Don't ask that question. Not to me, not to anyone. Okay? Optimus? Find something else to ask about. Okay? Okay? I'm telling you, nobody is going to like that question. It doesn't matter how much you make. It's rude to ask. Okay? I'm an artist, an educator, and a thinker. I'd like to think so. I'd like to think so. Yeah. Hello, Elizabeth. Hola. You're B1 or B2. Can I give you some tips? How can you improve your English? Simran, B1 and B2 is a big neighborhood. That is a lot of English. There is so much there, right? There are so many vocabulary words. There's a lot of grammar to learn in B1 and B2. So what I would say is you need to stay in B1 and B2 and really spend some time there. It's a very large neighborhood. It will take time to learn that neighborhood. Okay? All right? Did I see your chat? What chat? I don't know. Maybe I didn't see your chat. Then Mark, if I study English with foreigners living in Korea, will I be able to master English without having to study abroad? Yeah, sure, you can. Ivan, come on, Ivan. You must know that in Korea, there are many, 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 many Koreans who have learned English from Korea. They stayed in Korea and they learned English very, very well. Just like if I spend my time well, I can learn Korean here and never leave. Okay, Ivan, you can learn anything you want, anywhere you want. It's about you. It's about you, man. Okay? It's about you. As Muslims, we call each other bro, sis, even if we are strangers. I know. But I'm trying to make you understand. It's very important to know about cultures. And it's important to know that not everything will translate from one culture to another culture. Okay? And I'm trying to tell you that this is a common problem that I see a lot. People using the word bro too much. And they use it because they think it makes them sound better. It does not. It makes you sound like a little boy. Hey, bro. How you doing, bro? What are you doing, bro? What's your name, bro? You sound like you're a 10-year-old boy. Okay? Okay. Okay, next question. What's the most effective thing to practice improving your English speaking skills? Practice your English thinking skills. Can you think in English? If you can't think in English, then you can't speak well. So, how do I practice my Chinese? I practice thinking in Chinese. If I spend time in my mind with Chinese, then my Chinese is always ready because I'm using it up here all the time. So whenever I need to use my Chinese, it's ready because I always practice it by thinking So you do the same thing. Practice thinking English all the time. And when you practice thinking English all the time, if someone speaks to you in English, you'll be ready. That's the most effective thing. How can I improve? Ahmad Rashidian, I don't know how to improve your speaking, Ahmad, because I don't know you. I cannot give you advice if I don't know you. Okay? But, Ahmad, 84,000 people follow me. They follow me because I teach English. So, Ahmad, if you really want to improve, come watch every day and make notes and study and try. Pay attention. You will improve. Okay? I can't give you every answer now. Okay? Am I a what? Carbo. What's a carbo? Carbot? what is this? I'm not even sure. Why am I so handsome? I am not. Okay. When you talk to any person you don't understand properly and you feel so nervous, Simran, you need to practice more. The more you do it, the more you'll feel comfortable. Okay? How should we call each other? Good question. Shahzaman wants to know, so if I don't say bro, then what can I say? Okay, yeah, their names. Names are good. Names works fine. Teacher Mark, that's my name. You can call me Teacher Mark. Or there is another thing that I use all the time, and it does work in any situation. If you say, it's nice to meet you, my friend. Hello, my friend. How can I help you, my friend? What can I do for you today, my friend? My friend is okay. My friend is not too formal. It's not too familiar. It's not too informal. My friend is a good one. All right? I speak English. I speak Chinese poorly, but I speak it. And then I know a little bit about many other languages. Should we focus on intensive listening or extensive listening? Both. Zamila. Listening is listening is listening is listening. That's my opinion. The point is not, don't worry so much about extensive or intensive. Listen to people who speak well. And listen a lot. That's all. All right? Don't think too much. Your English level is A2. How can you master English in a short period of time? Mohammed, please look at me. You cannot master English in a short period of time. You cannot master Arabic in a short period of time. You cannot master Chinese in a short period of time. You cannot master French in a short period of time. You cannot master anything in a short period of time. There are no masters of 6 months. I've been learning for 6 months. I'm a master. I'm a master of English. I studied for 6 months. I'm so proud. No, man. There are no masters of 6 months. Okay? You want to learn an authentic British accent? I can't help you because I'm an American. How to start thinking in English? Start changing all of your simple thoughts to English. If you're hungry, think I'm hungry. If you're tired, think I'm tired. If you're busy, think I'm busy. Think all your simple thoughts in English. Yeah, Autobots, that's right. Right. Oh, Optimus Prime, that's what you're saying. I gotcha. You can understand me very well. What's my level? I can't tell you that. I don't know because I need to hear you. I need to see you write and read. I can't tell you your level just because you understand me. Marlon says, I got harassed multiple times for your accent. What can I do? Marlon, who harassed you? Who? Were they people from your country? Marlon? Man, you guys are asking too many questions. How much time does it take to be a master? It takes your whole life to be a master. Or it takes a minimum of 10,000 hours. That's what they say. If you want to become a master of something, you must do it for at least 10,000 hours. Okay? If you need a number, there's your number. Start practicing. Mastering in 6 months. Here we go again. I know, right? Everybody wants to learn in 6 months. What's the definition of mastering a language? Learning a language is just like learning a musical instrument. There is no finish. If you learn to play the piano, you learn forever. If you learn to play the drums, you learn forever. If you learn to play the violin, you learn forever. If you learn Russian, you learn forever. If you learn Chinese, you learn forever. If you learn French, you learn forever. If you learn Japanese, you learn forever. Learning a language is like learning a musical instrument. There is no finish. There's no finish. What a silly thing to think. You're finished learning? No, that never happens. Does watching English movies and English shows help us? It can. It can. But it also depends on what you're watching. It depends on how you're watching. Are you just watching while you eat snacks and you're not making notes and you're not studying and you didn't watch it many times and you don't pay attention to the subtitles and you don't have the transcript and you didn't make a vocabulary list? If you're not doing any of those things, then watching TV and movies is not really going to help you. If watching TV were the best way, then why don't they do that when you study? If I take an English class, are they going to let me watch Family Guy? Are they going to say, oh, you want to learn English? Here's a TV. Watch Family Guy. No! So how do you know that TV is not the best way to learn? It's very simple. If it were the best way, they would do it in classes. But they don't, do they? At least 3 years, am I right, Teacher Park? There is no, you're wrong. There's no way to know. There are 8 billion people on the planet, and they all have a different language ability, level ability, intelligence ability, learning ability. So there is no answer. Don't be silly. You cannot answer. It takes... Okay, fine. Here's my answer. How long does it take to learn a language? It takes exactly, I'll say, 4,321 days, 16 hours, and 15 minutes. That's how long it takes to learn a language. Okay? Can we stop that question now? 4,326 hours and 16 hours and 15 minutes. That's how long. Does that sound stupid? It sounds stupid because it is stupid. Is it 50,000 minutes or 40,000 minutes? Do you know 20,000 words or 30,000 words? There is no finish. There is no finish. Can you learn English and German at the same time? Yeah, you can. You can learn English and German and French and Spanish and Italian and Portuguese at the same time. But it's hard. But there are many relationships between German and English. 20% of English words come from German. Okay? Listen to English as much as you can. Listen 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 as much as you can. Okay, guys, I'm getting tired. It's been 2 hours and 22 minutes. I gotta go. I gotta go. If you want to follow me, then follow. Click the follow button. I am a teacher. That's why they call me Teacher Mark. Okay? And if you want to follow me, here is my YouTube. If you want to follow me, here is my website. If you want to follow me, here is my blog. I am a real teacher. I've been doing this for a long time. A long time. I have been on Hello Talk for 12 years. I have been streaming for 5 years. I have done more than 1,200 live streams. I have done more than 2,000 hours of teaching here. More than 1 million people. 1 million people have watched me. Okay? So, if you want to learn, then just come and listen. Pay attention. 84,000 people follow me. Do you know what that means? What that means is 84,000 people are asking me questions, and I answer them. So that means I answer a lot of questions. Probably the same questions you have if you just listen. Okay? All right. I must go. Thank you, Gayla. Thank you very much. Do I have LinkedIn? No, I do not. I do not have LinkedIn. No. I have built my own reputation. I don't need LinkedIn. Okay, guys, I must go. But again, hope you guys follow me. Thank you guys for watching and following and participating. Come back and see me again tomorrow. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening wherever you live. And I will see you guys next time, okay? You are welcome. Bye-bye.